awesome crowd we have here today to talk about a very important issue. So my name is Bruce Lesley. I'm the president of First Focus on Children, a national bipartisan advocacy organization dedicated to making children and families priority in policy and budget decisions. First Focus is thrilled to be hosting today's briefing along with the End Child Poverty U.S. campaign, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the National Prevention Science Coalition to Improve Lives. A few weeks ago, the National Academies of Science, Engineering, and Medicine released a landmark study, a roadmap to reducing child poverty, which identifies packages, policies, and programs that, if implemented, could cut our national child poverty rate in half within a decade. During today's briefing, we will hear from leading experts in the field who will fill us in on the findings of the study and explain why reducing child poverty matters for healthy child development and for the economic success of our country. I first want to thank our congressional hosts today, Congressman Danny Davis, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, and Congresswoman Lucille Roy Ballard, as well as their excellent staff, Jill Hunter-Williams, Emma Maravi, Jose Miranda, and Debbie Jessup for their tireless leadership on behalf of children and families living in poverty and for their roles in making this report and this event happen today. A few logistical items. During today's briefing, we'll be using the Twitter hashtag, #InChildPoverty. So we encourage you to tweet if you want to and follow the conversation online. This briefing is being videotaped, and a video recording will be available afterwards at www.inchildpovertyus.org and www.npscoalition.org. There will be time for Q&A at the end. Before we hear from our panel, I just want to take a few minutes to paint some context for our discussion today and give a chance to hear from our partners in the End Child Poverty U.S. campaign and also from congressional staff. So first, I just wanted to note, to give a little history, which is First Focus Campaign for Children worked with the offices of Congresswoman Lee and Roy Ballard way back in 2015. And also then Chairman Tom Cole, to get funding for the study to be included in the FY 2016 federal spending bill. It was their leadership in offering an amendment to the labor age bill in 2015 that made this study happen, and we are so grateful to them for championing it. We advocated for the study because while there's a lot of great research out there on child poverty, it often comes from institutions that are seen as having a left or right leaning bias and therefore may be discredited by certain audiences. Due to the National Academy's reputation for nonpartisan evidence-based analysis, their studies get a lot of attention and often serve to elevate issues and the science behind those issues. So we knew it would be a powerful tool in helping to make child poverty a national priority. That was 3 years ago, and we're pleased that this very comprehensive report is out. We'll be hearing much more about the study's findings from our excellent panel, but an overall takeaway is that the study confirms what we know to be true. Child poverty is a solvable problem in this country when there's the political will to address it. And making investments to reduce child poverty makes smart economic sense. In your folders, you have a summary of the National Academy of Sciences analysis and their findings, as well as our analysis around some of the top takeaways of this study. Our finding is that child poverty costs the nation around, one finding is that the child poverty costs the nation around $1 trillion a year due to reduced economic activity and output. We also know the important impact that child poverty has on the health, education, and well-being of our nation's next generation. We must do better by our children. These are some of the many reasons why the U.S. Child Poverty Action Group launched End Child Poverty U.S., a national campaign for a target to cut our child poverty rate in half within 10 years and eliminate it within 20 years. First Focus started the U.S. Child Poverty Action Group, or CPAG, in 2016 and has now grown to over 20 organizations, many of whom are in the room today, and you will hear from in a minute. Over the past 2 years, we have been working to elevate the issue of child poverty through information sharing, policy, education, and direct advocacy. Last April, we released Our Kids, Our Future, and that report's over there on, thank you. A companion, so if you want a copy or if you need extra copies, it's on our website, but also we can send extra copies. It's a compendium of over 20 policy reports on solutions to reducing child poverty in the U.S. And we have copies here today, but also on both our website and also some of the other members of CPAC. We know from the UK and Canada that setting national targets are effective in reducing child poverty. The UA cut its child poverty rate in half between 1999 and 2008 after setting a target. And Canada has already cut its rate by a third after setting a target and introducing an expanded child benefit in 2016. We appreciate the leadership of all three of our congressional hosts today for their bill, the Child Poverty Reduction Act, which was established a national child poverty target in the U.S., and we look forward to the reintroduction of that legislation very soon. Through the End Child Poverty U.S. campaign, we aim to create a platform that builds on the momentum happening around the country. We are inspired by efforts such as End Child Poverty California, End Child Poverty Wisconsin, and Invest in Tomorrow initiatives in Maine, the Child Poverty Action Lab in Dallas. I could go on and on. There's a lot of these efforts and other reports and efforts that are forthcoming. We hope you will join us in this movement. We know it is only through collective action that we can make a difference. You can sign up to receive our materials at www.endchildpovertyus.org and follow us on Twitter at CPAC_USA. With that, I'll turn it over to our congressional hosts. They'd like to say a few words.
Well, I think we just drew straws, and somehow I got the will to come up here because it's not just our effort. I'm Emma Mehrabi with Congresswoman Barbara Lee. I've been working with her for 6 years now, and poverty is definitely my favorite and most passionate issue that I get to work on for her on the Budget and Appropriations Committee. We have Jose in the gray suit with Congresswoman Rogal Allard, and Debbie Jessup in red, who has been working for Congresswoman Rogal Allard for a very long time and has a wealth of knowledge on health and many other things. And then Jill with Congressman Danny Davis, who I think you already said sponsored the legislation. So I don't really have anything else to say other than we're very, very appreciative of the work that you all did. And Debbie and I had the pleasure in the fall of 2016, almost a year after the bill was signed into law, the omnibus bill that included the money for the NIS study. We're able to come to the National Academy of Sciences and have a really great discussion with them on what we thought the scope and the purpose of the study was. And I know my boss in particular has been talking about it to every member that she sees and is very excited and hopeful that we will use these recommendations. And I know I'll speak for the whole team when we say that. So if you all have any questions, please follow up with us at the staff level as well. Thank you.
I got the room. I'll take a moment to do a shout out for my boss. So thank you very much. Congressman Davis is thrilled that the report has so many bipartisan evidence-based solutions, and he's so excited to have worked with Representatives Lee and Roybal Allard to this point. And there are so many wonderful options for your organizations, for your members of Congress to take up the mantle and move forward. And I know he, in his role in the Ways and Means Committee, looks forward to, in just a couple weeks, reintroducing his child and dependent care tax credit bill that many of your organizations have supported, which this lovely report flags and says does a tremendous job in helping reduce poverty. So woohoo, and I'll ping you about that later. Thank you all for coming.
So again, I really want to thank the members of Congress and their staff for all the work on this. So with that, I also just want to welcome any member of the CPAC Child Poverty Action Group who would like to say a few words about the campaign or where they want.
Hi, I'm Roy Krobozinski with Save the Children Action Network. We're the political arm of Save the Children. We focus entirely on early childhood education and improving access to high-quality early childhood ed. But as everyone in the room knows, early childhood education and children are not just one thing. And so it's been fantastic for us to partner with the Poverty Action Group to make sure we're focusing on a well-rounded approach to children, and a lot of the things you'll hear today help to address these issues from all angles, dealing with healthcare and education and all of the different aspects that really impact children's lives. And so there's a lot here to work with, and we look forward to working with you and the coalition moving forward to make sure that these things become a reality for children.
Meyer with the National WIC Association. We represent the WIC clinic staff across the country. And so we just want to emphasize that early investment makes a difference. And we know that it makes a difference both in health and nutrition outcomes, but also in the cost savings that we see. And so we're excited about this report. We're excited to hear from the panel here. And thank you very much to First Focus and the CPAC group for pulling this together, and for our convention sponsors as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucy Resio with the National Association for the Education of Young Children, NAUIC, and we are very excited to be part of this conversation. As Roy mentioned, really thinking about childcare and early childhood education, and for NAC, because of our work with early childhood educators and also early learning programs, how they can continue to be partners in really investing in young children early on, and how we are able to then address poverty and all of the implications that it has on learning and child development, and the ways in which we can continue to be partners in this work as part of the coalition in CPAC. So thank you so much, and for this great turnout to be able to discuss this important issue.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin Hurley with the National Association of Counties. We represent all of our nation's counties, 3,069 counties across the country. And this issue is near and dear to counties' hearts. Counties invest every day in early childhood development, workforce training programs, and other federal public assistance programs to really address and combat multi-generational poverty. Actually, over the past 2 years, NACO's presidents have identified their initiatives to actually focus on early childhood poverty, and how we can provide services to both young children and throughout an individual's life. So thank you to First Focus. Really excited to be, of course, a part of the coalition, and look forward to working with you all and the coalition going forward.
Hi, I'm Lorraine Bash. I'm representing the Center for Native American Youth at the Aspen Institute today. We're happy to be a partner of CPAC, CPAG, and thankful for their consistent and wholehearted willingness to include the Indigenous voice in this important work. The report says 2 things about Indigenous peoples. The poverty rate for Native American youth is very high, and that rate is underreported. So it's even higher than it reports. So thank you for your work, and I'm excited to hear from you guys, and excited to kind of get see where you guys think that we can improve data and improve Native American communities as a whole. So thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanna Ain. I'm from Prosperity Now. We believe that everyone should have a chance to prosper. We want to ensure that everyone in the country has a clear path to financial security, wealth, and prosperity. We do a lot of thinking around tax time, around savings, around how to get families able to get that EITC at tax time, that CTC, that child tax credit at tax time, thinking about the volunteer income tax assistance program, how to increase funding, how to get it to be permanent, put it in code. Really excited to be here, really excited to be a part of CPAG, and looking forward to the panel. Thank you all for having us.
With that, I'd like to turn it over to John Roman with the National Prevention Science Coalition.